Well, first I have to ask, who are some of your musical influences?
Ooh, okay. So I'd say because I've been in love with music since I was like 8 years old. So obviously in that time period you go through many phases, right? Go from now until I'm almost 30 now. So you definitely go through different phases. But I think who when I think who's the most I can't speak. When I think who has inspired me the most, I would have to say Bruce Springsteen and Tom Petty. Like those are my one and two.
How would you describe your sound then? It's a little bit of rock, but it's still a little bit of, a nice bit of country as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I grew up on rock and I truly fell in love with country music because of the songwriting. Like I'm such a songwriter at heart, and I've been writing songs since I was 12 years old. Granted, they weren't always, great songs. Back in middle school, you get some humorous hits there, but you know, fell in love with country music because of the songwriting and just really never looked back. Like I love the whole community that is country music. Here in Nashville, everyone's just one big family, and yeah, I feel like you're welcome with open arms, and I feel like country music is such a I feel like it's the most diverse of all the genres that you get out there. If you turn on the radio, there's so many different styles of country music within it. And so I feel like with what I'm doing, where I talk about some of my influences being Bruce Springsteen or Tom Petty, like I feel like, you know, you listen to some of their records and they could almost be considered country in today's day and age, right?
Yeah, I mean, you'll hear a blues in there, you'll hear a folk in here or there. There's so many different genres to every single sound that someone makes these days. You can hear
Yeah.
it in not just a full album, but in a song in itself. So it's interesting to explore music here in 2023, how genre bending it is.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like people just you don't feel like you have to conform to any sort of box, and it allows me as a songwriter and like when I'm recording my songs, it allows me the freedom to, feel like I can explore um I don't feel like I have to hold myself within a certain like I have to do this or I have to do that. It allows me that freedom to explore. Granted, I'm not making some experimental like crazy sound, but it allows me the power to have complete freedom of what I'm doing, and I love that.
Well, this album, Set Fire to the Night, is out now. What are some themes you explore on it?
Yeah, I mean, these past couple years have been crazy for most of us, right? We've been through some really hard times, and a lot of what was written for Set Fire to the Night, most all the songs on the record are written for the first couple months of 2020, and I think we all know what was going on then. So for me, it was almost a form of therapy for myself. I was spending so much time at home, and I had a lot more time to, up until that point, I was always on the road. We did a radio tour. We were gone for 3 months straight. Before that, we were, touring throughout the U.S. We had done some overseas dates, and so when COVID hit, it was like boom, all the dates for 2020 were gone, and it was kind of a wake up in terms of I had never experienced a lot of this home life and appreciating maybe the little things in our daily life that you take for granted, and so that's where a lot of this new record came from, finding the light in these dark times. Set Fire to the Night is the name of the album, and um yeah, just it was really a form of therapy for me, saying that everything's going to be all right, seeing the positives and seeing, the hopefulness that you can choose to live with your life. And you know, it's been really cool to see how that translates to other people as well.
Well, Get Back is the latest song off the album.
Yeah.
Is there a response, a specific response you've been receiving from fans, and how they connect to it?
Yeah, it's been a overwhelmingly great response so far. I think that the coolest thing, so for me, Get Back, for those who haven't listened yet, it's a song about, me in these same times. We were home from the road, and I spent some of my time, a good amount of my time, getting back into what inspired me in my childhood with music. Getting back to the music that I grew up on, and really falling in love with the process and all, everything that brings us joy with music over again. And so, yeah, I mean, Get Back, seeing how, just the love of music, other people can relate to, music listeners out there, the love of music and being inspired by it. That's really what the song's about. And so I think it's really cool when people are responding to it the way they are.
Well, we have a little bit of the video out right now. Or is there going to be a full music video, or is it just, lyrically exploring it for the time being?
Yeah, no, we definitely have the full music video in the works. We're getting ready to shoot it here in the coming weeks, and we'll be posting some behind the scenes and all that stuff with it. But we really have, my goal with the music video is always to take the lyrics of the song because I'm such a storyteller in what I do, um, and I want to bring the visual aspect of that music video to life. So I have some really cool ideas up my sleeve, and excited to share those when it comes.
Well, a couple of my favorite tracks off of this are Into the Light and Don't You Think, but I also like Get Back, of course, as well. Do you have any personal favorite songs of yours off of Set Fire to the Night?
Well, they're all like children to me, right? I tell aspiring songwriters out there that your favorite song is the next one that you write. So, um, you know, all the ones that you named are really special to me. Into the Light, Don't You Think, Get Back. Another one that's really special to me is Six. That was one of our previous singles on the new record, and encourage those who haven't heard that one to go check it out. We got a music video out for that one, and it was really special to me because we used a lot of home video footage for that song. Um, of me when I was, 6 years old, 7 years old, just, having this whole future and having this whole world in front of you and feeling like anything was possible. And there I am in the music video. I'm standing on this stage in this theater here in Tennessee, and just, have my guitar in my hand, and I'm looking back on the projector behind me playing all this home video footage while the song's playing. And it's such a reflective song, and also such a you know exciting song. It makes you feel like you're young again.
It must be a joy then to perform that live. Have you been performing some of the tracks off of this album live?
I have, it's been so exciting to get back out on the road and, finally be able to play these songs live. Because it was, since a lot of these songs were written during that downtime, um, I hadn't even tested a lot of them out on the road before we went in and recorded them. So, um, yeah, it was exciting to finally get out there and play, Beautiful, or play Don't You Think, or play Six, Get Back, I Feel Good. There's so many songs on this album that we're playing for the first time. And um, I think of it in comparison to my favorite artist, Bruce Springsteen. I just had the opportunity to see him live for the first time a couple weeks ago, and he, since COVID, he's put out two albums, and so it was like for the first time you were able to hear him playing these songs. And one of the first songs in his set was a song called Ghost, and I've been waiting for him to play it for like the last 4 years. Or he came out the album in 2020, so it's 3 years now. Just like, I want to hear this song so bad. And I was in tears when he played it. I'm just like, it's so emotional. Oh, so I feel it. I feel it, right?
How much of a hand do you tend to have when it comes to the production side of your music?
That's the cool thing about I've had a hand in the production side of my music since the very beginnings. I grew up with this little 8-track Porta Studio recorder, and my dad brought it home from work one day. He was like, "Hey, you can start recording the songs you write." And I was in middle school at the time, and so I didn't even have all the instruments at that point. I had a drum set. I just started playing the drums. And so I'd record the drums, the guitars, but I didn't have like a bass guitar per se. So I'd pretend that my guitar was a bass guitar and put that in the recording. And over the years, obviously, you start to build on the gear that you have, and you start to learn more and more instruments and hone in on your skills on those instruments. And that's really what I'm still doing to this day. And something that I'm super proud of is on Set Fire to the Night and I Am, my last two records. I've actually, everything you hear is me in my home studio, just going to town, having fun, and bringing the songs to life.
What do you hope listeners take away then, or what do you hope lingers with them when they do explore Set Fire to the Night?
I hope that the ultimate goal with my music in recent years, as I've gotten older and as we get older, the way us as humans, we evolve. And so I feel like with where I'm at in my life, music is a form of therapy for me. It's a form of healing. And I feel like, anytime that not only I can sit down and write a song and record a song and tour and go out and play the song on the road, anytime I can do that, and it's not only therapy for me, but we get this response where it feels like it's healing for other people too, and that's so rewarding because ever since COVID, especially, like, it's all been about finding the little wins and the little joys in every single day, and experiencing life to the fullest.
With that in mind, what can fans experience or expect from a live Dylan Jakobsen performance?
Well, we like to have fun. We like to have a good time, and hopefully, when people leave the shows, they leave, feeling um, like a changed human being, whether that's for the night or for the rest of your life. We hope that you walk away from a show, feeling something, and hopefully, that's a good feeling.
Is there someone you'd love to collaborate with on a song in the future?
If Bruce Springsteen is available, I'd be I'd be happy
I'll
to
see what I can do.
have him hop on a song, or he's out on the road right now. If he ever needs an opener, hello.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask a fellow donut fan what their go-to order is.
Ooh, all right. So whenever we're out on the road, we always look for the best donut spots in town. In fact, when we were on radio tour, we would do these things with radio stations called like Donuts with Dylan, and they'd invite listeners into the radio station, and like I'd play a little concert. We'd all eat donuts and have a little breakfast hangout. Um, so something that I realized, and I don't know if they have them in Florida, but being from Washington State, I grew up on the Maple Bar. Do you have Maple Bars in Florida?
I'm familiar with them. I don't know if we have them, but I am familiar with them.
Okay, yeah. I feel like it's more like a West Coast thing, but it's like a maple donut, but instead of the donut shape, you get more bang for your buck. It's a rectangle.
Yeah, it's like a long john almost.
Yeah.
All right, so we know what to bring to your next concert to draw you out to the crowd.
Yes.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the wonderful music that you make?
Yes, I love seeing the faces not only out in the crowds, coming out to shows, but especially since weren't able to do that the past couple of years, I've been super active on social media. So, seeing your names and your faces on, the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever the people may be, seeing you liking the post, seeing you comment on the posts, and that I try to respond to as much as I can. So yeah, just keep doing that. Keep listening to the music, and we're just gonna keep enjoying this ride together.